Hey guys, Kinghuman here, and I got a frog in my throat. Anyway, this is going to be a little different from my usual happy, joy giveaway video. And a friend of mine on YouTube, Galaxy Cat, got me thinking about crime and punishment. We had a little short dialogue of comments on a video she made regarding crime and punishment. And her position was punishment really doesn't affect a lot of these guys. It's not going to change their behaviors. And my position is, you're right, but punishment absolutely is a deterrent. The problem is, the punishment our current justice system has going on doesn't work. And the way it's administered doesn't work. Now let me clarify. The psychological community, psychiatric community, has determined there are basically two ways to change human behavior. That being operant and classical conditioning, meaning you can either reward good behavior or punish bad behavior to alter human behavior patterns. And obviously you can't reward people for not going out and being criminals. I mean, you know, you've got to take the other tack and punish those who break the law. And that can be anything from getting a traffic ticket to prison to the ultimate, which is the death penalty, putting them to death. Now, the problem in our current justice system, and the reason why that falls apart and doesn't hold water in the real world, is for a few reasons. First of all, people don't think they're going to get caught. Secondly, people think if they do get caught, they'll get off with a good lawyer. And thirdly, in a lot of cases, they figure prison isn't a big deterrent. I'll do a few years, I'll get out, no big deal. It's not enough of a deterrent, you're right, because it's not enough of a punishment. Now, let me illustrate what happens when you take a punishment and make it instant and absolute. And I guarantee you no prisoner would argue with this or try to beat the system. Let's create this fantasy situation. We're in a prison population yard, and the population in this prison yard are the worst of the worst. They're murderers, rapists. They're total sociopaths that kill anybody for 2 cents. Now, in the middle of this prison yard, you put this golden sphere. And in the middle of this golden sphere, suspended is a full pardon. They can get out of prison. There's $1 million in cash. There's Pamela Anderson. There's everything they desire is in this sphere. And all of these guys come crowding around, and you say, okay, everything you desire is in this sphere, and we know you guys want it. We know you're all criminals. You're thieves at the very least. So, you know, all that stuff is in there, and you can easily reach in and take it. But don't do it, because if you do it, you'll get punished. And you walk away. First guy immediately walks up, sticks his hand in the sphere to grab the thing, and his arm melts off. He screams in pain. He turns into a bloody, gooey, melty blob on the ground. How many of the prisoners, how many of the population do you think are going to stand in line to be the next guy to stick his hand in that sphere? Punishment does work if it's instant and absolute and it's a real deterrent. Even a monkey, if a monkey sticks his hand in fire and he gets burned, I guarantee you the monkey's not going to stick his hand in fire a second time. Punishment works. The problem is the way punishment is being administered in our justice system now. Now, that's my take on it. And of course, it's unscientific. It's just anecdotal. Obviously, you can't really set up a scenario like that with the golden sphere. But I don't think anybody could argue with that. I mean, if anybody really thinks there would be somebody else that would stick their hand in that sphere after the first guy turned to goo, I think you're nuts. Anyway, I'd like to hear your take on this. What are your views on crime and punishment? What are your views on capital punishment? Have you ever been a victim of violent crime? Did that affect your point of view? Did you change positions after you became a victim? If you've never been a victim of violent crime, do you think you have a valid position? Anyway, make a response video if you're interested, or make a comment, and maybe we can get an interesting dialogue going on this topic. I think it's a topic that affects all of us, and it'd be interesting to know what people think, not just within the USA, which is where I'm at, but across the country, across the globe. It's really interesting to see what people think on this. Anyway, okay people, sayonara, adios, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, frog, gotta go.